Yeah, I don't shut it down after two losses on the auto orb. I can't speak for you. I can just speak for me. Like on the automation, I wanted to hit my PDL, my personal daily loss or my personal daily target. And I don't
Right.
think about it. Like it's not always going to happen. But again, I'm not making as many manual changes as other people are. So if you're going in a lot of times, not only can you not report any meaningful data or useful information, but also you can't find your edge. You'll never find your edge if you're constantly making changes and adaptations. Whether it's this system, a different company, a different strategy, a different automation, you will
Right.
0% ever find your edge if you make changes to it all the
Yeah,
time.
you can't do, and I know this in testing, software tests too, you can't do good comparisons if you're always changing the parameters. It's strategy in this case, but parameters as far as like software and stuff like that. I did have the idea of, since I'm only using one contract, whenever $100 or more on the day, shut it down at that point. That's one idea that I did have.
Yeah. So until you build a buffer, that's what I did was I was doing $100 a day. Two of my accounts now, because I'm running it on three. I have it set at getting me out at 2 or 300. Okay. I still don't have the mini one hooked up because I was trying to test my funded futures for somebody who was having a hard time getting it to run. But either way, build the buffer. Once you have enough of a buffer that you can kind of afford that trailing drawdown room. Plus, since most of us are using it on Apex, it has trailing drawdown on all accounts until you get past like 4,000, whatever.
Yeah.
So you may as well get your $100, and then the bad days are bad and they suck. But for the most part, you shouldn't be having a whole bunch of problems.
Yeah, I was thinking, again, I remember before, and this is, I'm going to go ahead and mention this while I'm here. I was probably wrong in my previous assessment to where in and out a couple of times. I had those two bad days in that one week and I blew all those accounts. I was thinking about this last night, actually. My mistake was going away from it and trying to change things when, in fact, for 2 or 3 weeks at three contracts, my goal was 300 a day. It was reaching that goal practically every day of the week, except that one week where I missed it that just two times. My mistake is going away from that. Obviously, it was working. I shouldn't have went away from it. I should just lowered my contracts.
I'm so glad you said that. Like, I'm so freaking proud of you. Seriously, I am so proud of you.
Well, I
Because,
mean, my mind's all over the place all the time, and
well,
PTSD and whatever. But I thought about that last night. I said, well, I kind of beat myself up for it. I said, why did I go away from that when I literally saw it work for 2 or 3 weeks? I was $400 away from being funded on 18 accounts. Stay with the procedure, lower the contract size
yes.
so
If
that doesn't happen
you have,
again.
if you have less room, you got to lower the contract size. Okay. As you
Yeah.
get more room, you can increase it, obviously. But remember, if you have an average 60, 70% accuracy, and remember, achieved is probably going to be closer to this. Whether you're manual or automatic trading, you're probably going to be closer to that 60%. You have to understand that your statistical odds of having 5 losing days or trades in a row is pretty high. You're going to have this happen more frequently than you think. Like, this is going to happen if these are your numbers. But if you
Yeah.
jump ship every time this, the 5 losing period or whatever pops in, you never get to the payout. You never get to the better part. This is part of it. So you kind of, when we talk about the dragonfly, when we talk about automation, when we talk about manual trading, you have to be able to digest this financially as well as mentally and emotionally, meaning, okay, I know my edge will play out over time. I don't have now I need to do the math. Let's say I have less of a buffer on this account or something. I need to do the math and I need to size down. But my job is to continue to do what was getting me these results, knowing that at the end of it, I'm going to get to the payouts. I'm going to get to here, but you can never get to here if we jump ship because yeah, you were killing it. But I
No,
feel
I
like
mean, it
yeah,
worked good for 2 or 3 weeks, and I wasn't. I mean,
yeah.
uh, that was my fault for going away from it. Then, like I said last night, it hit me. I said, well, why did I go away from it when it obviously worked for 2 or 3 weeks straight, and just some weird stuff happened? And keep in mind, again, I remind everybody else also, the indicator's still in beta. So and all this stuff combined, and so it's just one of those. I guess you call it an epiphany. I don't know if that'd
Ready?
be the
So
correct word
18
for it, but
accounts, you were a couple $100 away, right?
I was 400. I was around $400 away on most of them from being funded on all of them.
So that's a
Another
45.
1 or 2 days.
Yeah.
Well,
Listen, that's a $45,000, and I know it's not achieved yet, so it doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel valid or important or significant, but that's a $45,000 gain in a couple of weeks
Yeah,
with that period. And remember,
if
this,
they were funded, yeah.
yeah. Well, no, not if they're funded, but that is what the gain is. I know that they're
Well,
not
yeah, that's the
funded.
gain on the account. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
That's a lot. That's a $45,000 gain that you achieved. And yes, you have to be able to tolerate the good and the bad that goes with it. So yeah, we'll see. And you're gonna love Inside Out. Like to be able to take one trade. Hold on, I don't have it. I don't see anything popping up or popping out at me.
Now, the other thing too, Robert, if you do ever get like, or the next time you get funded on, multiple accounts like that, I would, just my opinion, I would split up the accounts. I wouldn't try to rush the process as far as trying to do, 20 accounts, running them at the
I'd do them
same
in
time.
groups of 4 or 5 or 3 or
Yep.
something. Yeah.
Right, essentially. And
Now,
then
I
later as
still
you
do.
build equity, maybe you can put everything together. But it's just good because just one thing can go bad, you can blow all those up.
Yeah. And I am still funded on 5A because I got those when we had the FP. I've still got those 5 funded ones. I've still got one take profit trader that's still funded. Jenny doesn't know this because I haven't told her yet. I think I told Hub this in DM. I accidentally, the other night, I was looking at some Forex stuff where I do some Forex stuff, 100K, their Forex accounts or whatever, props. And I must have had 100K on my mind. I went in and I bought 5 more Apex challenges, but dummy me, and yes, I'm gonna beat myself up for this, accidentally bought 5 100K Apex challenges. I was wondering why is this price different and everything else. It didn't, and it was late night. I was half asleep,
Well,
but I'm gonna treat those like 50K accounts is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna trade on the same.
if nothing else, it's good practice. And then just don't renew the auto renew on them. That
I'm not,
that account
yeah,
gives you plenty of room. So I
yeah,
can tell you it was a struggle as I kind of moved down to the 25K accounts on some of them, but I did the math and the math says dollar for dollar, it's better. Now, granted, I have to learn to trade a little different because technically on $1,000 drawdown, what is it, a 50-point stop loss on one contract? I mean, that's more than the risk you should take in a day. That's 10% of your risk on that account. So it's
yeah.
trading a little different, but you have more room now on those 100K
It's
accounts.
definitely not a good deal because your target is twice as much, but your overall drawdown is only like $500 a day. It's like the difference between 2,500 and 3,000, so that makes it a bad deal. It is what it is. I'm going to trade them until just before they're going to renew, and I'll probably cancel them all out because I don't want to pay an extra 150 or whatever it is, per month. But on the flip side of that, and this is also another public service reminder, NFP is the 16th of this month instead of this Friday. And I guess it'll be the first Friday of next month. And that's about the same time I'm supposed to renew those accounts. So what I may do, I'm sitting on them and I'm gonna wait and see if I can do that same trick on those 100K accounts and get them funded like in that one sweep.
There you
If
go.
not, then I'm gonna cancel them anyway. They're not gonna lose anything.
Yep, I love it. Hourly trade. Look at this, guys. We're green on the big tech stuff.
Anyone in the cell?
No, not yet.
This is my last trade for the NY.
You taking 2 stop outs, yeah?
Yeah, well, yeah. So I usually go for 3 trades if it's a losing day. So this is my third one. Well, per session. So I tried to catch the London and I lost 3. But like I said before, when you trade with like the style I'm trading, losses are minimal, man. So you don't even feel it.
We still like coming into that VWAP. Let's let this, we had one bearish candle close. We wicked right back up. We're sitting in a bullish fair value gap. We're sitting at the top of the 15-minute range. So we got one bullish close. It's still inside of that and still failing to get below the 605s, okay? So we can wait until we get below those 605s, which 50 points. You could even give it 40, but let's wait a little bit. A 5-minute candle still has 3 minutes on it and we could form another wick. So, which is what we're doing on the 2-minute. So forming another wick. We're not in this yet. If we lose the 605s, we can look for that sell again. We've had a lot of buy opportunities, little scalp ones. If we break above 628, so that sell is no longer valid for me at least. At least not this sell. So
Yeah, I think the sale may be coming. It's just a matter of when it's going to be ready. Because, like Scott had pointed out on that 4 hour, it basically did just come to that area of interest, and so far we haven't seen it push for a new high or anything. So we'll see. We may get, even if it's still going to be bullish, we may get a little bit of that pullback, some reprieve before going up further. But
really
definitely a good
hard.
point of watching. Just don't know if it's ready yet. That's the only thing.
Our next level, that's 719s. I just want to pull back. But then again, I'm trading backwards. Let's make this yellow for our little area. Obviously, we have a bit of an imbalance up there at the 660s to 690s. Otherwise, our next level to take is all the way up here, 721s. So now that we've got that marked, let's go back down to the 1. There we go. Okay, let's see what we can do. No sell yet. We're just not confirming. For me, I would need to get below that. Okay, I need to confirm. Otherwise, we just have a nice little bull flag. So no sell yet. Still flat. Being patient. I don't regret this sell. Especially not with one contract. I don't regret that sell. So, baby steps. But the only thing I can say I could have done better was I saw when we were on this candle and we didn't continue. So by the time I got to this candle right here, which was the 58, anything could happen in that last 10 minutes of the hour, and I was banking on that. But the truth is, I could have probably saved my stop out by 605s to 620s. That's 20 points. So that is not a bad, difference. If I could have cut 20 points of risk off of my trade, that's probably the only thing I would have done differently, is just decide to close it at that point, which is never something I was ever really keen on doing from most of my trading career. I was like, nope, I'm in it. My job is to trust it. But I think it's a little bit different in this arena where it's a little bit more micro trading and in and out, in and out, in and out. So we are still buying. We're back above the moving average. We're still above the VWAP, obviously. Next areas is 730s. If I go to my other chart off screen, I don't even see any pivot point at the 860s, 733s. I don't know what that blue line is right there. Oh, that's a fib drawing from a while ago. I had to find out where that one was from. So my next one on my major chart is gonna still be 690s. If we're buying up, 690s is my target before here. And we are definitely buying up. Before we leave, I do have a couple of questions about Inside Out that sounded weird. Absolutely. So while I'm waiting on the next setup, I'll look for one more. I am trying to be patient. I've missed a lot of the micro buy-ups, mostly because I was uninterested in buying at the highs. Doesn't always make it better. In fact, this was an amazing trade. This was an amazing trade. This was a losing trade. But you have to trade what you see, and you have to trade your edge, knowing that some days, you think about it, if you have a 70% winning ratio, you're going to lose 30% of the time, right? But your job is to trade what you say you're going to trade and accept that 30% of the time that you lose. And it's hard, and a good reason to size down. But if you go into it knowing that you can get a 3-to-1, a 1-to-1 even, if you've got better than a 1-to-1, and you're going to win 65, 70% of the time, you need to take that trade 100% of the time, knowing that this one might be the one that stops you out. 100%, like you got to take that trade. You got to do what you got to do.